Oh, baby, it is time for that perennial discussion of why are comic books so dang difficult to follow, and why does manga kill comic books all the time? Well, in modern Western comic books, you have a situation where you have no idea what you're supposed to be reading. Like, let's say you want to get into an event. You see, oh, the event, issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Like, this should be super easy. You pick up those issues, that's all you need, right? You're wrong. You are so wrong. You are so wrongly wrong that the wrongness cannot be stated. So, this is all coming up because Comic Story in here did a like Twitter thread, and I saw it got retweeted, and man, what a what a job he has. He literally reads you comic books. Every now and then I get like somebody on one of my videos going, "Why don't you show us the whole book?" And it's like, because unlike Comic Historian, I will get hit with a copyright strike. Plus, I'm trying to get you to buy the book. I'm not trying to just tell you the story of the book. I'm trying to, I'm doing something different. Apparently, it's not working out for me because I don't have nearly the clout or cachet that he does. But hey, that's life. So I just kind of wanted to like do an example. So I typed in DuckDuckGo Chaos War reading order, and apparently there is a whole website here, comicbookreadingorders.com, that exists. Like, this is absolutely just blowing my mind that this is a thing. Nobody remembers this event except for me. And I remember parts of it because it had some really funny stuff in it, namely the sound effects when Thor was and Hercules were using their lightning because they were fight or not lightning, their powers, because they were fighting on like a whole other plane of existence. And so Thor like calling down lightning. The sound effect was like weather stripping with the vowels taken out of it, or Hercules was body slamming somebody. Right, he was doing like a suplex or whatever, and instead of like slam or squish or something, it was gaudy slam. Like, look, I like cheesy comic book stuff, okay? And that was right up my alley. I had a great time with this event. Nobody remembers this event. And to speak to what I was talking about, if you wanted to get in on this event, what books did you need to read? Well, you could be a normal person by Chaos Wars 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But you might notice we got some kind of prequel. We got another little book here. We got these two books. This one didn't actually matter that much, if I remember right. It was just kind of like whatever. The Dead Avengers one, it didn't matter too much, but it was actually pretty good. Like, you got all this stuff. So if you actually want to follow the story, instead of reading 5 books, you have to read, what did it say, 19? 19 books. Ah! So if you actually want the complete story of this event, this 5-issue event that lasted for 5 months, you have to read 19 comic books. Now let's suppose you're just some dude and you're like, oh man, I like Hulk comics. And so you're like subscribing to Incredible Hulks, right? So you get 618, 619, 620, and they have nothing to do with Hulk stuff. They're about this stupid event. This is the kind of thing that makes comic books hard to follow. What's another good event? Let's see, Marvel events. Can we just click in here? Wait, what is this? Master reading order? There's no way. You do not have like the reading order of everything that Marvel. Oh, wow. Okay, a lot of this is incredible. I should have explored this website a little bit before I came in here. This is wild, dude. But it also gets me to kind of what I was looking for to see. Not Planet Hulk, but World War Hulk. Now, if you were like into Marvel in the mid late 2000s, you'll remember like a lot of this crazy stuff. You had the initiative stuff, Secret War, all these kinds of things. And in the middle of that was World War Hulk, where Hulk comes back from the planet that the Illuminati shot him out to, and he comes back and he's like, I'm going to kill everybody. And then he didn't. He wimped out. He should have totally killed everybody, but, look at this. So you could read the relevant books. World War Hulk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you actually wanted to understand what was going on in World War Hulk, start here. Then a prologue. Then the first issue of the event. And then all these books. And it just keeps going. I read this. This was not very good. The Gamma Core ones. In fact, I think I've read all of these books. This one was all about Hulk beating up all the X-Men to get to Professor Xavier. It's pretty satisfying, actually. Uh, there was somebody that he punched. He was like, "Go be invulnerable somewhere else," and he just like knocked him straight into like Massachusetts or something. Like A plus. But like the point is, like if you want to follow this event, look at all this stuff you have to read. It's absolutely incredible just how much stuff there is to follow. And this is for a single story that lasted like 4 or 5 months. There's too much of this material and it's too badly sorted. One shots are terrible for this kind of thing. Including a one shot event is just an excuse to get a new number one on the market. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with readability or producing a cool product or anything like that. It's just like, hey, we can trick collectors into thinking there's something special about this. Let's make it a new number one. Hopefully one day people will see through all these number ones that they like to put out. Like, there's no reason for this. A what if shouldn't be a... Okay, I guess if you're going to have one shots, what ifs are probably the right way to do it because nobody cares. But, you know, there was a what if series. It should be like what if 222 or something. Damage Control. Who would even bother reading that, man? I'm just... Some of this stuff just absolutely flabbergasts me. 52 issues. You have to read 52 books to understand a 5-issue miniseries. If that's not an indictment of comic books, I don't know what is. And so then you go into the store, right? And you're like, man, I want to buy Batman and I want to read all of Batman. Good luck. Absolutely good luck. You will not find... Actually, no, I think Batman and Superman are probably the one case where you will actually see volumes that start way back in the day and they collect them. I know Superman, there's like a set of books like that where they started collecting all the Superman comics and putting them in order. So, and I think there might be something like that for Batman. So that's a bad example. Let's go with, I want to read Spider-Man from start to finish. Well, the first appearance of Spider-Man's not even in Spider-Man, bro. And there is no collected volume of The Complete Spider-Man. You will not find such a thing. You will instead find 27 different Spider-Man books all on the shelf, half of which will feature other people who are not even Spider-Man. Because you'll have Ben Riley, or you have Miles, so these aren't even actually the real Spider-Man. If you're lucky, maybe you'll see like Return of the Sinister Six as a trade. Maybe you'll see the Clone Saga as like a gigantic omnibus, because Lord, that went on for like 3 years, didn't it? But you're not going to know which one to read first. You're not going to have a clue. You're just going to see them and you're going to be like, which one's the first part of the story? And the answer is neither. In fact, the first part of the story probably isn't even on the shelf. And that's why comic books are hard to read. I don't envy anybody who wants to get in on this hobby. It's expensive, it's confusing, and frankly, for most purposes, you're just better off going and reading a manga that starts at issue number 1 and ends at issue... And, well, I should say issue. Starts with volume 1 and ends with volume 327,000. I'm looking at you, One Piece, right now. But at least you always know what the next book to read is. Man, I had mild confusion just looking at Ghost in the Shell sitting on the shelf in this hardback, and I'm like, okay, well, I have like the trade paperback from 20 years ago that I read. What's this book next to it? Ghost in the Shell 1.5? What is that? I bought it. Turns out it was a bunch of stuff that was published in, not as part of the main continuity or whatever. So it actually kind of made sense, but it's still like that threw some confusion to me. It's like, have I already read this? Is this already in my other book? I don't know. But I took a chance on it and I found something that was a lot of fun to read. But good luck with modern comic books. It's that, only confusing 1,000 times more. Not to mention the insane numbering. There are like 10 volumes of Captain Marvel now? So if you pick up like Captain Marvel number 5, good luck telling when it's from. Like, unless it looks like 70s trade dress or 80s trade dress, you're probably not going to know, man, because there have been like 6 volumes of it published in the last 6 years. And I use, quote, volumes in a very, very loose term here, just because they keep canceling the dang book and claiming it was a miniseries, that kind of stuff, when that was clearly not the case. In any case, you all take care of yourselves. You have a great day, great night, great whatever you got going on. I sure hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye bye.